bringing artificial intelligence into the warehouse. Here to talk about that today is Alex Ray, CTO of Tact. Welcome, Alex.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me, what trends are you seeing in warehouse operations right now?
I think we're seeing a lot of organizations getting leaner. Especially, it's no joke that 2023 was a tough year for everybody. And we saw a lot of trimming, not only of the operators on the floor, but also in the engineers. A lot of organizations were turning to 3PLs to help them deliver units faster to their customers. And I think one of the things that was unique about 3PLs is they always have a leanness and scrappiness to them. And I think we're seeing that kind of move to the retailers and the brands as well. And so they're needing better tools to do more with less and get those insights faster and spend less time with spreadsheets and pulling data and more time taking action on the floor.
Thank you. So we want to talk about AI today.
Yeah.
Where are you actually, such a buzz term these days, where are you actually seeing it being deployed in the warehouse right now?
I think for a long time, people are familiar with AI in terms of computer vision, a lot of the robotics that are occurring on the floor, and there's been a lot of investment that's gone into that. But now we're starting to see with the development of generative AI and large language models, the ability to take that to the supervisor, the warehouse manager, the engineer, the finance team, help them spend less time analyzing data and more time, like I said, getting those insights and taking action. So, for example, if you're a supervisor on the floor, I don't know about you, but I'm not the best at providing feedback to employees, and I can't imagine I have to imagine that's true for everybody. And so one of the first use cases we saw was, how do we take all the data and the feedback and all the information we have about an employee's performance, along with the manager's feedback, and provide that in a constructive way that me as an operator can actually take action on that and get better tomorrow, improve my career. And so one of the ways that we're using AI in our product today is to help managers provide that constructive feedback. I may know what I want to talk about. The data is going to show a couple things that I know empirically that I can provide feedback on, but help me structure that in a way that I'm going to keep that employee engaged, get them excited about coming back tomorrow, and also help them get better, whether it's earn more money, move up the ladder, or whatever their goals may be inside the warehouse.
So is there also feedback from employees to managers that AI is facilitating?
Of course. I mean, one of the things that's important is to make sure that your managers are constantly getting better at providing feedback. So if manager A is really good at providing feedback and you start seeing their employees getting better, and manager B maybe isn't as strong, those employees aren't going to be improving, and they take notice of that. They know, and so they're always going to try to seek out that help that gets them the best growth in their own careers. And we try to, in our platform, we try to make sure that managers are held just as accountable as employees, which I don't think has been true in a lot of the historical approaches. And so we're really excited about making sure that it's shared across the entire organization.
That's great. So a more intelligent feedback loop for performance. Anything else where you've seen deployment of AI?
For sure. I think one of the things that we're excited about is these warehouses generate millions and millions of warehouse scans a year, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of time punches every day. And it's only becoming more, right? We talked earlier about robotics and things like that, and they generate thousands of data points a day, and that becomes too much for Excel to handle. One interesting fact is that Excel can only handle 1 million cells inside of an Excel sheet, and the average warehouse blows that out of the water every day. And so, but synthesizing all that data down and getting to those insights can take a lot of time. And one of the things that we're using the AI and large language models to be able to do is they're really good at parsing all of that data, picking out the pieces, the highlights from your day that you can go back to your team and say, good job, but also those opportunities where me as a manager or a warehouse leader can focus my time on and make sure I'm getting right to the heart of the issue rather than staring at those tens and thousands of rows of data.
So it has the ability to really hone in and set up red flags on operational issues, say, for example.
Exactly, right? And one of a good example of this is things like that kind of get lost, is startup time, shutdown time, drawing my attention to those. A lot of that indirect time that tends to seep into these warehouses over time is all that indirect labor, and making sure you're keeping a close eye on that, because that has a direct impact to your performance.
So tell me a little bit more about that, because I'm not sure about indirect labor.
So obviously we're very familiar with direct labor, where it's focused on shipping those units, processing those units, whether it's pick, pack, ship, put away, whatever those different steps are. But there's also all the things that go into supporting those functions. So whether it's building boxes, taking out the trash, the leftovers of all those pieces of cardboard, kitting and VAS work is increasingly becoming a big task in 3PLs. And a lot of that is done outside the WMS. And if you don't keep a close eye on that, it tends to creep in, and you want to make sure you're keeping visibility of those. And when you see a big increase in those indirect hours, it's generally a time to make sure you're double clicking there.
So this is a classic example of siloed data where you're not getting the data that you need that has an impact on one part of the business.
Absolutely, and also in a lot of modern WMSs are really great at tracking those direct tasks, and those tends that those indirect tasks, they build up over time, and because they're not as closely watched, they tend to grow. And that said, they're a reality of today's warehousing, and so with kiosking inside of our product, combined with some of that AI, you can keep a really close eye on what's going on there.
Fantastic. Any other examples you'd like to give?
I think the one we're really excited about, we talked earlier about leaner engineering teams and getting leaner on the engineering side, and helping those teams, if they're going to be leaner, do more with less. I think the historical way was maintain your engineer labor standards, audit every single one every 6 months. But help me focus on the ones that are either out of whack, maybe they're overperforming or underperforming. Help me make sure that I'm monitoring the ones that are important, but then help me maintain those engineered labor standards or my standard operating procedures. So one of the things that we're here talking today and sharing about where we're going with our product is that you can take a video of someone doing the process, find your best employee who's your trainer, your rock star doing the process, take a video of them, take a few videos of them. We're able with our large language model to take that video and generate the standard operating procedure. And the goal is not to replace the development of that. Obviously it's gonna take some tweaking to get it to be perfect, but if we can get you 90% of the way there, 85% of the way there, that's gonna significantly increase what a small engineering team is able to do across a large supply chain network. And so that's just one example of where we see really AI starting to be a co-pilot to your engineering teams and your finance teams.
Great. Okay, thank you. So I suppose one of the questions that people are asking a lot right now is automation and robots. Is that going to get rid of the problem of staffing warehouses?
There's no denying that the labor market has been really challenging, and I think a lot of folks have turned to automation and robotics as a way to help out with that, and it certainly is. And I think one of the things that we have to be mindful of building what some people call a labor management system, or what we're starting to coin a performance management system, is that robotics are going to be a part of a warehouse, and it's about getting the most out of those robotics in collaboration with your employees. And so with robotics, getting the most out of that investment and making sure you're investing in robotics in the right part of your business. You see a lot of fast-moving 3PLs that are turning to picking robots and things that help their picking team be more efficient. I think those are great investments. It's something that we should lean into and help them get the most out of those. The thing we want to avoid, and we want to help our customers avoid, is making investments, large capital upfront investments. And even though I know the robotics companies are doing a really cool job getting innovative on the commercial side of things, but making sure you're getting the most out of those investments and testing them. If you went in with a hypothesis of what you could get out of them, making sure you're hitting those, and if you're not, what tweaks can you make to your process to make sure you do get the most out of those investments? And so I don't think this is an either or, I think this is a both and.
Great. Thank you. That's really great stuff. Now, would you tell us a little bit about Tact?
Yeah, so at Tact, we are a warehouse performance management and intelligence platform, but some folks would call us a labor management system, but we take a different approach. We're taking it from the operator side. We want to make sure we're an easy-to-use tool that's providing insights directly to supervisors, to employees on their handheld devices, directly to the engineering teams and finance teams. And so that real-time performance combined with observations and feedback so that everybody is improving on a daily basis. We like to say we help customers win the hour, win the day, but still provide those tools to engineers so they can maintain those labor standards, improve those processes, and then also provide for, increasingly these warehouses have data and analyst teams. We want to make sure that we're giving them the tools they need to quickly dissect data, quickly get to the root cause, whether it's work mix or a UPH problem or a process problem, help them get to the root cause of that and make these changes as quick as possible without having to go and move that data to a BI tool to try to slice and dice, get those insights as quick as they can.
Great. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
I've been here with Alex Ray from Tact. Thank you for watching.